Let's start by understanding how you can train your mind to become limitless and turn your dreams into reality. Why some people struggle to get out of bed in the morning. It's not just about feeling tired or having a lack of motivation. It's because their brains have become accustomed to predicting the feelings and experiences of the day ahead. Their bodies have resigned to the familiar and comfortable routine, making every day seem like just another mundane cycle. But think back to when you were a child and you were going on a field trip. Remember how excited you were? You woke up early, ready to embrace something new and unexpected. That's the kind of excitement we need to bring into our daily lives. Imagine waking up each morning with the anticipation of something amazing about to happen. This sense of expectation can transform your entire day. It's about breaking free from the mundane and embracing the unknown. By doing so, you begin to prove to yourself how powerful you really are. This isn't just about having a positive outlook, it's about reshaping your entire reality. Now let's talk about a crucial part of the process, self-check-ins. These are important moments where you pause and check in with yourself throughout the day. It's like taking a quick survey of your own state of mind and energy. This helps you stay on track with your goals and maintain a positive mindset. Here's how it works. Periodically throughout your day, stop what you're doing and ask yourself, am I still in that positive, expectant energy? This means you're checking if you're still feeling good and optimistic. It's a way of making sure that you're not letting old habits or negative thoughts take over. For example, if you find yourself feeling frustrated, impatient, or judgmental, it's a sign that you might have slipped back into an old pattern of thinking. When you notice that you've fallen into these negative states, don't be hard on yourself. Instead, take a moment to realign yourself. Realigning means bringing yourself back to a more positive and balanced state of mind. This might involve taking a few deep breaths, reminding yourself of your goals, or thinking of something that makes you feel good. The idea is to shift back to that positive energy you want to maintain. Regularly practicing these self-check-ins is very helpful. It's like checking your compass to make sure you're still heading in the right direction. If you're constantly aware of your state of mind and energy, you'll be able to make adjustments as needed. This makes you less likely to stay stuck in frustration or negativity. For instance, if you're having a challenging day and find yourself getting annoyed with small things, a self-check-in can help you recognize this and take steps to change your outlook. You might remind yourself that getting upset about these things is not worth it and that you have the power to choose a different response. By doing this, you maintain a higher energy state and avoid letting minor issues derail your progress. The more you practice self-check-ins, the more you'll start to see a profound shift in how you experience life. It's like training a muscle. The more you work on it, the stronger it becomes. Over time, you'll find that you naturally stay in a more positive and high-energy state. You'll handle challenges with greater ease and be less affected by things that used to bother you. This practice helps you become more aware of your own thoughts and feelings. You start to notice patterns in your behavior and thinking. When you become aware of these patterns, you can change them. For example, if you often find yourself getting frustrated in certain situations, self-check-ins can help you catch these moments and choose a different response. When you finish a meditation, it's important to check how you feel. This step is crucial because it helps you understand whether your meditation session was effective or not. If you get up from meditation feeling just like you did before you started, it means not much has changed. Your brain and body might not have shifted in any noticeable way, like neurologically or chemically. In other words, you haven't moved into a new state of being. On the other hand, if you get up feeling different, like you have a heightened sense of who you are, a clear vision of your future, and a boost in your energy, then you have made real progress. This means that your meditation has had a positive impact. You've shifted your state of being, and this is a sign that you are moving in the right direction. The goal of meditation is not just to relax, but to create a lasting change in your state of mind and body. When you feel an elevated sense of self, it means you are connecting with a higher part of yourself. You are seeing yourself more clearly and understanding your potential. This can help you feel more confident and motivated about your future. Having a clear vision of your future is also very important. It means you are starting to see where you want to go and what you want to achieve. This clarity can help guide your actions and decisions. When you have a clear vision, you are better able to set goals and take steps toward achieving them. It makes the future feel more attainable and less uncertain. Feeling an elevated energy is another key indicator of a successful meditation. This energy is like a positive force that can help you stay focused and enthusiastic. When you have higher energy, you are more likely to be productive and proactive. You approach challenges with a positive attitude and a sense of possibility. Maintaining this elevated state for as long as possible is important. The more you can stay in this positive and elevated state, the more you will be able to attract new opportunities into your life. This is because you are broadcasting a new electromagnetic signature. Think of this signature as a signal that you are sending out to the universe. It reflects your current state of mind and energy. When your electromagnetic signature changes, it influences what you attract into your life. Just like a magnet attracts metal, your new state of being will start to attract things that match your elevated energy. This could mean new opportunities, positive experiences, or even supportive people who align with your new state. Thoughts and feelings are powerful. Thoughts are electric, and feelings are magnetic. What you think and how you feel broadcasts your intentions into the field. This broadcast is what shapes your experimental destiny. When you disconnect from your outer world and turn your focus inward, you create a new reality for yourself. By being less reactive to the conditions of your life, you stay aligned with your desired state of being. If you fall out of this state, don't be discouraged. Simply realign and tune back into your desired energy. This practice of realignment helps you stay on track and avoid slipping back into old patterns. The more consistently you practice this, the more you'll notice synchronicities and serendipities appearing in your life. These are signs that the universe is responding to your new state of being. One effective strategy is to wake up early. For me, 4:30 in the morning is a sacred time. It's when I can focus entirely on myself without distractions. Early mornings are when the brain waves are in a state between theta and alpha, making it easier to access your subconscious mind. This is the ideal time to connect with your inner self and set powerful intentions. In the evening, reflect on your day. Ask yourself how you did. Where did you fall short? What could you have done differently? This reflection helps you to refine your approach and prepares you for the next opportunity to do better. This practice is a form of mental rehearsal, where you prime your brain for future success by rehearsing better choices and actions. This process is called neuroplasticity, and it's how you rewire your brain to support your goals. To achieve greatness, you must feel limitless. If you want to create something extraordinary, you must become extraordinary. Repeatedly practicing this mindset helps you make it a natural part of who you are. Over time, this will make achieving your goals feel more effortless. When you consistently operate from a state of high energy and positive expectation, you align yourself with the frequency of success. The universe responds to this high-frequency state with opportunities and experiences that match your vibration. These moments of synchronicity and chance are the universe's way of opening doors for you. It's important to recognize these moments and use them to further align with your goals. I've worked on many things in my life, and I've learned that it's not just about achieving a specific event or outcome. It's about who you become in the process. The real transformation happens when you let go of your attachment to the outcome and focus on your own growth and change. When you stop focusing on the end result and start embracing the journey of self-improvement, you create space for the universe to deliver what you've been working towards. Our connection to the divine intelligence, which is like a higher part of ourselves, is really important. This divine intelligence is often seen as a source of wisdom and guidance that goes beyond our everyday understanding. It's a part of us that knows more about who we are and what we're capable of achieving. When we tap into this higher part of ourselves, we start to see the world in a new way. Think about it this way: when we bring together the core principles of our beliefs and consistently practice certain techniques, our whole perspective on life changes. For example, imagine you're wearing a pair of glasses that only let you see things in a certain way. If you change the lenses, suddenly you see the world with a new clarity. This is what happens when we connect with our divine intelligence. Our experiences start to change because we are viewing them from a higher, more enlightened perspective. When we start seeing things differently, we begin to understand our true potential. This is not just about achieving material success or gaining physical things. While material gains can be part of our journey, they are not the ultimate goal. The real value lies in experiencing those deep, profound moments that make us stop and catch our breath. These are the moments that feel truly special and significant, revealing deeper truths about our existence and our place in the world. These profound moments are often described as life-changing or eye-opening. They might come as a sudden insight, a feeling of deep connection, or an experience that makes us realize something we didn't see before. For instance, you might have a moment when you're standing outside and the beauty of nature overwhelms you. You feel a deep sense of connection and understanding that goes beyond words. This is an example of experiencing something that takes your breath away and reveals a deeper truth. When we connect with this divine intelligence, we also start to see ourselves more clearly. We recognize our strengths and capabilities that we might not have been aware of before. We understand that we have the power to create and shape our own reality. This awareness helps us to take actions that are aligned with our true purpose, leading to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. This deeper understanding goes beyond our daily routines and concerns. It's about recognizing that there is more to life than just the surface-level experiences. It's about seeing the bigger picture and understanding our role in the grand scheme of things. When we align ourselves with this higher intelligence, we begin to notice patterns and connections that we might have missed before. We start to see how everything in our life is interconnected and how our actions and thoughts impact the world around us. Experiencing these profound moments also helps us to let go of fears and doubts. When we feel deeply connected to a higher intelligence, we gain confidence in our abilities and decisions. We trust that we are guided by a wisdom that knows what's best for us. This trust allows us to move forward with more assurance and less anxiety. It's important to remember that these moments of clarity and understanding are not just random events. They are the result of our consistent efforts to connect with our divine intelligence. By practicing techniques that align us with this higher part of ourselves, we open ourselves up to these transformative experiences. These practices might include meditation, reflection, or simply being present in the moment. When you set an intention, whether it's for a healing, a new job, or a relationship, you're engaging your brain's creative center. The frontal lobe, which is responsible for creative thinking and problem solving, becomes activated. It starts to gather and piece together various networks of neurons to form a clear vision or intention. This vision is what knowledge. It's a process of practice. It's a process of experience. But once you start seeing those synchronicities, those coincidences, those opportunities that start to fall into place because you're experiencing change in your outer world, if you're doing the work, you're going to start paying attention to what you're doing inside of you that's producing. Now it begins to come to you. You become the vortex or the magnet to your destiny. You are not going anywhere to get anything. You are actually collapsing space and time, and you are drawing the experience to you. You are the vortex, because when there's a vibrational match between your energy and that potential that exists in the quantum field by tuning a radio dial, when you lock into that frequency, if you keep revisiting that energetic signature over again every single day, then you don't have to go anywhere and get it. The new job finds you. The new house actually finds you. The new relationship finds you, because you are the vortex that's drawing the experience to you. The universe only gives us what we think we're worthy of receiving. So we got to come initiated into this and understand it. If you want to create a new life, a new personal reality, you got to change your personality, which means you better start thinking about what you've been thinking about and changing it. You begin to become conscious of your unconscious actions or habits or behaviors and modify them. And then we have to begin to look at the emotions that we live by every single day that keep us connected to the past and decide, do these emotions belong in our future? So most people are trying to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. You literally have to become someone else. And can you select a new possibility in the quantum field and begin to emotionally embrace that future every single day to such a degree that your body, as the unconscious mind, the objective mind, does not know the difference between the experience in your life that's creating the emotion and the emotion that you're fabricating by thought alone, to the degree that you begin to signal new genes and new ways to change your body to look like the experience has already happened. Now, the latest research in epigenetics says it's absolutely possible. This every day, installing the circuitry every day, conditioning the body into the emotion of the future, that your body begins to change to look like it's already happened. Now, this is where it gets fun, because now you no longer have to go anywhere to get it. If you think that your thoughts have something to do with your future, just from a theoretical standpoint, that your thoughts create your destiny, and you think 60 to 70,000 thoughts in one day, and 90% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as the day before, well, then your life isn't going to change very much, as long as you're thinking the same way. If you're not being defined by a vision of the future, then you're left with the memories of the past. Is it possible then that the way you think and the way you feel can begin to produce effects in your outer world? Now, that isn't something that you swallow in one bite. It's a process of gaining knowledge. It's a process of practice. It's a process of experience. But once you start seeing those synchronicities, those coincidences, those opportunities that start to fall into place because you're experiencing change in your outer world, if you're doing the work, you're going to start paying attention to what you're doing inside of you that's producing the effect outside of you. And once you correlate the changes of what you're doing inside of you with the effect you produce outside of you, you're going to pay attention to what you did, and you're going to do it again. And all of a sudden, you're going to start believing more that you're the creator of your life and less of the victim of your life. And those same thoughts lead to the same choices. The same choices lead to the same behaviors. The same behaviors create the exact same experiences, and we anticipate the same feelings or emotions from those experiences, and those emotions are the payoff that drive our very same thoughts. Well, our biology, our neurocircuitry, our neurochemistry, our hormones, and even our gene expression will be equal to how we think, how we act, and how we feel. And how we think, how we act, and how we feel is called our personality. And our personality creates our personal reality. That's it. I want people to begin to understand that thoughts are very powerful, feelings drive our thoughts, and that they can begin to create a better life for themselves once they understand some of these principles. We live in a world where often when people think about visioning the future, they vision stuff. So you have a vision of the car you want, or you have a vision of an amount of money you want, or you have a vision of a home you want, and you see this with people with their vision boards. What's your take on that? And is that the right type of visioning? And what is the right type of visioning? Well, we do so many different variations because I think people integrate information differently. And all of those cars and homes and whatever that is, they are symbols of what it looks like when a person actually arrives at this concept called abundance, right? So if those things help them to associate with something that creates a feeling of abundance, and they're building their vision board to help them to get clear on their intent, then that's fine. Because they're associating objects or things or material things that they'll say, that's when I know that I'm abundant. That's fine. Other people will say, look, abundance just means that I have more than I need, and I'm happy with that. And for them, there's a feeling that is associated with that. And when they begin to dream about their future, they may see themselves in a scene or see themselves a certain way. I don't care what it takes for the person to get there, because once they have their abundance, and this happens quite a bit in our work, when you finally have everything you want, there's only one thing you're going to ask yourself: how am I going to contribute to the world? How am I going to make a difference? So we use different tools to help people to get to that point. But if the person's doing the vision board and they're saying, when I get my new car, I get my new house, I get my new relationship, then I'm going to feel so great. Well, then they're back to the program, waiting for it to happen, for them to feel the emotion. They're believing their outer world has to change in order for them to feel better. There's no effect of drawing the experience to you that way. So the person has to use those tools to get them into the emotional state for them to feel like it's already happened. Now think about this. If you get up from a creative process and you feel grateful, you feel a love for life, you feel a joy for existence, you feel a passion for the moment, you will not be looking for your future because you'll feel like it's already happened. It's the moment that we start feeling those self-limiting emotions that we feel separation, and then we start looking for it again. Well then, if you're waiting, you're not creating, you're in separation again. So then whatever it takes for you to move into a state of being, and what is a state of being? Thoughts are the vocabulary of the brain. Feelings are the vocabulary of your body. How you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So then, if you wake up in the morning and you come back to your senses with a clean slate and you say, I don't feel anything, and you say, well, let me start thinking about all the problems in my life. Well, all those problems are connected to different people or different objects or things at different times and places. The moment you remember your problems, a memory is a record of the past. You're thinking in the past. Every one of those problems has an emotion associated with them. So all of a sudden you start feeling unhappy, you start feeling bitter, you start feeling frustrated. So now your body's in the past. So then most people then create a state of being that's connected to their past. And if they're in the familiar past, then they are going to crave the predictable future and they're going to fall back into routine. So then we want people then to get very clear on that vision of their future, however they do it, and begin to combine that clear intention with an elevated emotion. So then, if you wanted to create a new personal reality, a new life, then you would have to start thinking about what you've been thinking about and change it. You would have to become aware of your unconscious thoughts and observe them. You would have to pay attention to your automatic habits and behaviors and modify them. And you would have to look at the emotions you live by every single day that are connected to your past and decide if those emotions belong in your future. You see, most people try to create a new personal reality as the same personality, and it doesn't work. You literally have to become someone else. And you are here this week to learn vital information about creating a future and be defined by a vision of the future instead of the memories of the past. Because if you are not defined by some vision that is bigger than you, and you are not passionate about that vision, then you are left with the old hardware of the past in your brain, and you will be predictable in your life. So would you agree then? New thoughts, new information should lead to new choices. New choices should lead to new behaviors, and new behaviors should create new experiences, and new experiences should produce new emotions, and those new emotions should drive new thoughts, and that's called evolution. So if your brain is a record of the past and you don't have a vision of the future, then you are living in the past, and you will never arrive at that new future. Now there's another potential for you to exist, free from the chains of the old self. That potential exists right now, and I want you to teach your body emotionally what it would feel like so that it begins to believe it's in the actual experience of freedom. Let your body feel freedom so that it thinks it's in the experience. And I want you to sit in your body emotionally to feel the joy of how you would feel. So the body begins to be in a future potential now, emotionally, and there's a potential for you to have all your needs met and be wealthy. And I want you to instruct your body to experience wealth and the joy of riches ahead of the actual events, so your body thinks it's in the experience. If you feel it, your body thinks it's in the experience. It doesn't know the difference. Now there's a potential in the field for a genius mind, quicksilver thoughts, insights that take you to new horizons. And the electricity that's created from an open mind, teach your body emotionally the joy and the inspiration of what that would feel like, so the body begins to experience your genius and think that it's in the event now. And there's a possibility existing simultaneously in the quantum field of the vitality of a new life, rich with opportunity and awe for adventure, and a sense of unbelievability where you feel like you're in a dream. There's a potential in the quantum field that all your prayers are answered, that possibility finds you, that its prayers are being answered. You have to demonstrate a will that's greater than any program. You have to find a level of intensity or a level of passion that's greater than the body as the mind or any addiction to any emotion. You have to be inspiration, the movement of energy. Don't be afraid of it. Just surrender into it. For some people, their body will do unusual things. That's information trying to be integrated into it. Don't be afraid of it. Just surrender into it. If your body does weird things, more than likely that's energy moving to your brain. If you have a lapse of consciousness or you all of a sudden find yourself on the ground, that's energy moving into your brain. It's happened to me numerous times. It's a sign that you're getting close or at least doing it correctly. Now, where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So you want that energy to move right to the top of your head. Inspiration, the movement of energy. You have to find a level of intensity or a level of passion that's greater than the body as the mind or any addiction to any emotion. Don't be afraid of it. Just surrender into it. On a Sunday morning while she was in the shower, her husband said goodbye to his 2 children, yelled something to her while she was in the shower, and then went to the tallest building in Amsterdam and jumped off the building and committed suicide. Now that is a stressful event. And when she got the news, she experienced all the emotions that people experience from something that's shocking and traumatic like that. She was suffering. She was in pain. She was resentful. She was guilty. She was confused. She was angry. She went through the whole gamut of emotions. And all of those emotions, by the way, are derived from the hormones of stress. So she has an event in her life. It changes her biologically. She doesn't know how to control her emotional reaction. It turns into a mood, one long emotional reaction. If you keep reviewing that event in your mind, you begin to produce the same chemistry in your brain and body as if the event was occurring. So her body is being conditioned to the past because she's reliving the experience 50 to 100 times in a day, and her body is beginning to believe it's in the same past experience over and over again. It ultimately goes from a mood to a temperament, and now people are asking her in her life, "Why are you so upset?" She tells the story, and she's basically saying, I am this way because of this event that happened to me 4 months ago. So then if we keep that going for extended periods of time and those emotions are driving our thoughts and we can't think greater than how we feel, our feelings have become the means of thinking. We're thinking in the past, and now we're stuck in our biology. So one day she wakes up and she's completely paralyzed from her waist down, and she can't get out of bed, so they rush her to the hospital. They do MRIs, they do all the tests. They can't find anything significant with her, so they just diagnose her with neuritis. And so now she's bedridden, and she cannot literally get out of bed. So now she can't work, she can't take care of her children. Her mother has to move in with her, and she doesn't have any money because she's not working, and her stress levels go up. So now the condition gets worse. As her stress levels go up, it's the same chemicals of stress that are knocking the brain and body out of balance, signaling the wrong genes in the wrong way. And another few months later, she develops these huge ulcerations in all the mucous membranes of her body, in her mouth, her throat, her upper stomach, her bladder, her vagina, her anus. She's got these huge ulcers. Now she can't eat, and if she can't eat, she's knocking her body now out of chemical balance even more, and it hurts. So now she's spiraling downward, and then she finally starts noticing her symptoms getting worse. And she goes to the doctor, and they diagnose her with esophageal cancer. Now, the moment she gets the diagnosis of esophageal cancer, now she gets even more stressed, and she's in fear now, and she realizes that her children may not have a mom. And so she came to one of our workshops, and I remember specifically because she came in with crutches and a wheelchair and a walker, and she sat on the left side of the room. And it was an introductory level course, and she understood that she could change it intellectually, but she had a very big challenge ahead of her, and she realized how much she was in her past. She had a vision of her future. Like, she wasn't visualizing anything, she just got a very clear vision.